Hey Jesse, do you remember like a decade ago when Miis were a thing?
Oh, yeah.
You could actually still make Miis on the Switch, but nobody really does that.
Oh, like mom jeans. I mean, they're around, but nobody uses them.
Okay. Anyway, the point is, Miis are now cool again.
Really?
Because Miitopia just dropped on the Switch. And, surprisingly, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, wow. All right. I want to take you up on that offer.
Let's check out Miitopia for the Nintendo Switch right after this.
Game night.
So you wear your socks in the pool? That's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, I got a thing with feet, and it makes it easier for me. You know?
Hey, to each their own, you know?
Yeah. Oh, hello. Welcome to Miitopia for the Nintendo Switch. Now, Miitopia was originally released as a 3DS game some years ago, but it has now been brilliantly remastered in beautiful high definition and released on a home console, aka the Nintendo Switch.
Now, this is the one thing I do like about this is it's not full price like most ports on the Switch.
It's $50.
Yes.
So it's $10 cheaper than...
Save yourself $10, Steve.
It's true. So honestly, this game is crazy fun. I adore it. I absolutely adore it. I downloaded the demo.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
I don't believe you.
Well, you're about to find out. I downloaded the demo, and I played the heck out of it. I beat it, the demo, and now here I am in the full game, and it is a blast.
I'm not intrigued at all. Look at this. I mean, I see you all the time. I think you even have that outfit. You wore it last time you came over. So you and a couple other people in our Discord, follows on Discord, have really been talking this game up. So excited for it. The one was been praising it. Please sell it to me.
So on the surface, this just looks like a cutesy little weird game with Miis.
Correct.
And
that's my thought process.
And you're not necessarily wrong, but if you look underneath, under the shiny overlay, there is a deep and engaging RPG.
Okay.
It is super fun. So this is the Overworld Map, okay? And the way it works is you progress through the game's storyline, which is very goofy but very fun and cute. Doing different battles and different quests, and saving all of the citizens of the realm or whatever. Basically what happens is there's an evil overlord who you can name him whatever you want. My guy's name is Igor. So the evil lord...
Now, you have a problem with an Igor, or...?
No, just a cool name, I thought. I don't know.
Sure.
So there's an evil monster...
Igor stole Steve's lunch money in school.
Named Igor, who comes and steals all the faces of everybody in the town. Or in the world, basically. And it's your job to get them all back. So as you proceed through your quest, you do different battles. And then after each battle, you go to an inn. So I'll show you the inn first to give you an idea of the way the game works. The game has an RPG system as far as armor and weapons. The better armor you get, the higher your defense, the better weapon, the higher your attack, just like any other RPG.
Okay.
And the game also has this is extremely important, a relationship system. So if you look in the top right corner, it shows all of my relationships with everybody in my party.
Now that one looks like your wife.
Correct. So I have a level 8 relationship with my wife, a level 6 with my older son, and a level 9 with my younger son, and then I have a horse who has a level 4 relationship. And as you level up your relationship by doing battles with them, by doing going on like little trips with them, like to the beach or to like a restaurant, basically hanging out with them, you level up your relationship with them, which in turn unlocks new abilities.
Ooh.
So like if somebody gets debuffed, so maybe like their accuracy gets debuffed so they can't hit very well, if your relationship level is high enough, you can trigger an event that will cure that that debuff automatically. So this is my party right now. I have a wizard, a warrior, a cleric, the Holy Trinity, and I also have a thief in the party.
Okay.
And I also have a horse, and the horse actually plays a role in combat. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna leave, and we're gonna do just a random battle that I've already completed. So I'll just do this one. Actually, I'm gonna do a longer one. We'll do this one. Each area has a lot of areas have branching paths where you can choose different directions to go.
All right.
So when you enter an area, your whole team goes in, and you basically walk through having some camaraderie and conversation. Sometimes you'll stumble.
Are you controlling this, or you're walking?
No, the walking is automatically. All you control is the direction that you go. So sometimes you'll stumble upon a treasure chest or like a lever on the ground you have to flip that all does different things. So I've already beaten this area, so I already know what goes which way. This way there was a treasure chest. So in a second we're gonna get into a battle, and I'll show you the way combat works when you have this many people. So I'll just speed those up a little bit.
Like Forrest, you are running.
Exactly. Okay, so now we're in combat, and this encounter happens to be 4 banshees, and these are actually fairly difficult. So this is good.
Okay, so this is weird for me because I dated a banshee back in high school.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a lot of flashbacks coming to me right now.
So, when the way combat works is you only control one character. You control the main character.
Yourself.
Yes, and then everybody else is computer controlled, but the things that they do is based on the personality selections that you make for them. So right now, do you see it said Drew is showing off? It said Drew is showing off to Ashley. So their relationship is so high that Drew has the ability to show off, and when he does that, he hits harder.
Okay.
So now I'm going to use an ability. I'm going to cast Lightning, which is just like lightning hits one target plus the targets to the side. So I'm going to hit this Banshee with Lightning. And now my relationship is so high with Ashley and Drew that they both decided to assist me. So you see that there was extra damage on that attack. They're assisting. And now you see how Ashley said, "You're so cool."
Which would never happen in real life.
Well, Ashley said you're cool, and that gave me a buff, which makes me hit harder. And now I'm buffing her with the same thing, because again, it's all about that relationship system in this game.
Now, are you really enjoying this game because you're living out the fantasy of your wife actually liking you? Is that it?
That was good.
Why does your horse have double horns? Is it like a double unicorn?
Oh, dude, remember this game uses Miis. So you can design your character to look however you want. You can design your horse to look however you want. Horns, you can make them blood red if you want. You can design every intricate detail. All of the characters in each of the towns and the castles, you can design to look however you want. I designed the main bad guy to look how I wanted. I gave him a name, Igor. So you can do whatever you want. Basically, the story is the story. Like, the story is basically set. But you design all of the cast of characters, basically. You can name them. You can decide who has relationships with one another.
And you have, it's always a 4-party, or excuse me, 5 in this case.
So I have a maxed out party. I know for a fact that 4 regular players plus your horse is the full capacity party. But I do believe you get additional people as you progress. So I just leveled up. So as you can see, this has very typical RPG stylings too. So I just
that actually looks like your bathrobe you wear.
So I just got some food, and I'll show you what the food does in a second. Now Kyle is a thief, so he does AoE damage. He has really high speed. Drew is a cleric, so he's primarily a healer. Does weak melee damage. Ashley is a melee character. She's a warrior, so she does high damage but has no magic. And I do high damage but I have weak hit points, but I have magic because I'm obviously a cleric. I mean a mage. So again, I'm going to use lightning. So now I'm showing off for Kyle again that relationship system. So I did bonus damage for showing off. Now Kyle's setting a trap, so if somebody attacks him, he'll take damage instead. Now Drew and the horse's relationship is so high that Drew can randomly get on the horse, and the horse will attack for him.
Okay.
So obviously these battles were all very easy, the 2 that I just did, because I've kind of out-leveled this spot.
Now, that's what I was going to ask. This seems, it seems like it could have a learning curve later on. Do the battles get more difficult?
So, you know how I play video games. I tend to grind a lot.
Yes, me too, man.
So
we are grinders.
We just found an inn. So I have grinded quite a bit, especially in the demo, because when I beat the demo, I had nowhere else to go. So I grinded a little bit longer than I probably should have. You'll notice that the relationship between Ashley and Kyle leveled up just then. So they ranked up to a level 4, which means they now have learned the ability to concern together. And what that means is you console a friend after they've taken a hit. So say he gets hit, she'll say, are you okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he'll get a buff in exchange for that, essentially.
Okay.
So the relationships that you tie together with all the people in your party extraordinarily important. Now, you'll also notice that those two in the room they're having a conversation. So if you go to check and see what they're talking about, it'll show like a little thing here. So they're basically just kind of chilling here in this particular instance. And now Kyle wants to put on different clothes to kind of impress Ashley. So he'll come back looking crazy. So he decided to...
turned into a Final Fantasy character. Okay.
So these little clips that they show, they're all kinds of different things. Like sometimes they'll be talking about rumors and somebody will be creeping outside, like listening in. So it's all like cutesy stuff or whatever, but you notice that their relationship went up.
Right.
Same thing triggers with the horse. So like sometimes you'll go and you'll feed the horse or you'll give him water and the relationship will go up. And then again, the higher you get that relationship status, the more overpowered you become. Because it gets to the point where you're all so powerful, you're just crushing everything because you're constantly buffing each other or helping them attack. So there's also a food system in the game. So after each combat, you'll get food. So I have 4 of these Banshee tears.
You're worried about it though.
And if you look at the bottom of the screen, it shows magic up. So Banshee tears gives you magic, and this cotton candy gives HP. Now the reason I'm scared about it is because you don't know what each item does buff-wise until you taste test it. So I've used Banshee tears on every character. I don't like it. Drew doesn't like it. But Ashley and Kyle do. Well, they're normal. So what happens is if I feed this to myself, I'll get a little bit of magic. I'll say gross, and then it'll go back down some. Whereas if I feed it to Ashley or Drew, they'll say they like it, and it'll go up more, and it won't drop. So I'm going to feed this to Drew. He'll say he likes it. It goes up. That's the end of it. So I'll do it again for Drew. Goes up. And this is basically how you power up your skills besides leveling.
Okay.
So the food system is a kind of an ancillary piece of the leveling aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll give... So I'm a wizard, obviously, so my hit points are always low. So I'll feed the cotton candy to myself, too. And that'll rank up my hit points. So now I have 1 additional hit point.
Taking food from your children. Look at that.
There is an outing system, meaning I have 1 ticket. So I can pick any 2 characters I want to, in this case, go to the library. And that's kind of... Think of it, for lack of a better term, like a date. Basically, you guys and you go do something, whether you go to the beach or whatever, and that'll also rank up your abilities.
Okay.
And then each inn also has an arcade.
So the problem would be if I go to play this game, I would make my family as well, and I'd take my wife everywhere. So fantasy would be to get away from the kids for a bit, you know?
So there's also an arcade. So we'll just use 1 arcade ticket, just give you an idea. So you get arcade tickets randomly. Sometimes scanning amiibos will give you arcade tickets. Sometimes beating a boss will give you tickets. So basically, it's completely random what you get. In this particular case, I can get an MP candy, which is garbage. I can get some food, a 2-star food, which is good. I can get a jaunt ticket, which ranks up relationships. So I got more food. Or in this case, I can get a lollipop staff, which is a staff for, I think Drew, I'm pretty sure. The cleric. Oh, this is actually awesome. So I got 3 2-star stews. That was actually a great roll.
Yeah.
I can also use...
And they come in Bowser's shell.
I can also use tickets to play paper, rock, scissors to win money. And then you can also shop. So if you look above everybody's heads, you see how my character has the gold bag, and so does Drew's. Mm-hmm. Actually, everybody does. They all want to shop. So he currently wants a staff. He wants this lollipop staff. He wants this polka dot gear. And if you click on it, you can see it takes his defense from 30 to 35. So you can change armor and weapons. Mm-hmm. Again, role-playing game to upgrade your stats. You can feed food, upgrade your stats. You can level, upgrade your stats. And then there's also a cosmetic system in the game where you can change what you look like. And again, going back to scanning amiibos, sometimes you get new outfits. Or say you get new armor that's really good, but you hate how it looks. You can change what that looks like. So
ooh, I always like that.
So if you go to your stuff and say I go to Drew, for example, if I want, I can make Drew look like... Link.
Oh!
Put Link's clothes on, and I can also change his hat and say look like Link. So now he's literally Link. But it doesn't change any of his stats. It just changes how he appears in the game. So now I can make someone look like Mario. But again, it uses the me system, so I can go in and tweak whatever me however I want, anytime I want. And there you go. So this game is all about the freedom to do what you want, while also being a very well put together and well baked role playing game. And the way I've been playing games lately, I haven't had a lot of free time recently in life, so I've been kind of doing games that are a bit more relaxing.
Okay.
And this is like the most relaxing game possible. You literally rank up your relationships by doing fun stuff. You go kill some mobs. You do a quick quest.
Who doesn't do that?
Save somebody's faces. And then that's it.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah,
who
that's...
doesn't like a good snuggle, man?
So that's the game. It's a little cute RPG that is actually a lot deeper below the surface than it appears. But what do you think? It looks pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, it looks cool. Miitopia.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it for this episode of Game Night. For the Adventures
It's been
Guild.
a minute since we did one of these.
It has
huh?
been a minute.
It feels good.
It does.
We should do this more often.
We should. For the Adventures Guild, I'm Steve.
Still Jesse.
And we, as always, will catch you guys in the next one.
You better put me in this game.